What's up guys, Gentleman's here once again, and today we are talking about the three main things that you need to build up this Canon EOS R3 for video applications. So welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Bruce Niamke. I'm a cinematographer stroke YouTuber, cinematography as first. So everything I talk about on this channel is purely for cinematographers. It's for DPs, directors, and you name them. So I have recently picked up the Canon EOS R3. And many people are saying the R5C is better in regards to ergonomic because of the features that it has and so on and so forth. Now, what makes a camera suitable for cinematography is and depends on the things that you need it for or the application that you're going to use it for. Now, in regards to DP work, in regards to cinematography work, and I'm not just talking about quote unquote cinematic B-rolls and high frame rate and so on, but actually being out there in the field to shoot a feature film with a camera, specifically the Canon R3, which I recently shot a feature film with. And these were the three main things that I realized that I needed to make this camera work. And to start off with was somewhere that the camera will live on, and that was a base plate. Now, let me talk a little bit about this base plate. This is the LSW by Tilta. I have owned this base plate for approximately 6 years. When I bought the Blackmagic Cinema production camera, then I bought the Tilta cage, and the Tilta cage came with this base plate. And this base plate, man, I'm telling you, is so versatile, and Tilta has actually noticed that, and right now this base plate on its own is costing between £500 and £600. That's how versatile this base plate is. And back then it came completely with the cage, and it was only about £300-400. So it's a bargain, and I am very glad that I never got rid of it, and it's been sitting around. This base plate has served me well with multiple cameras, my Pocket 6K, my Red Komodo, my 1DX Mark III, and now even the EOS R3. And so that is the key thing to build your rig around, the base plate. Having said that, you can get a specific dedicated base plate for whatever camera that you're using, but in my case, I am still owning the LXW by Tilta, and so this base plate is what I use to build my kit around. So I'm going to quickly put it together, and then we will move from there. Because the base plate has a flat base, obviously base plate, flat base, it allows it to go on multiple cameras, because a lot of cages comes with the full thing and the base plates attached to it. But this one is just a base plate on its own, so it allows you to put it on any camera that you want, including the Alexa Mini. That's how versatile this base plate is. So I'm building my kit off of this base plate. Now everything else will sit around it. So moving on to the number 2 things that you need is something to hold an EVF or a top handle. So I use the Zacuto Gratico X. It's an OLED EVF, and man, I'm telling you, I wish I knew about this EVF way before I purchased it. And I'm glad I did purchase this thing. So that's what I'm using if I want to get very intimate with the shot, and especially when you're out there in harsh conditions. Having said that, the LCD on this camera is very high resolution and very bright, so you barely need it. But when you're doing very, very critical stuff and you want to make sure you judge things, it's just better to go for an external monitor or an EVF. I also have a small HD 502 bright as an external monitor. But now the EVF has become my favorite go-to to monitor images. So this is by Vocus. It is a magic arm attached to a 15mm rod clamp. So what I use is I'll just slide that right on there and I'll fasten it here, and that's it. And then that will allow me with the magic arm to position my EVF anyhow or LCD anyhow I want. So I have Velcro tied the cabling. Obviously it's not the best cable, it's a very long one, but I've put one in the mail, so I'm waiting for that to come out to be delivered, which is smaller and it's a coil one. So that goes on to my small HDMI port. The Canon EOS R3 actually comes with a locking mechanism for the HDMI and the audio output. So yes, I mount that on there, and then the next thing is to mount on my EVF. That's it. And the other side will go straight into the HDMI input of my EVF. And I also have a base, a wide base to lay my hands on if I'm going handheld, which automatically I can do this. So 3-point contact, very comfortable. And I do not have to worry about focusing, because normally you do that and have one hand here to focus or focus wheel. But because of the autofocus features on this camera, I do not have to worry about focusing at all. But just hold, 3-point contact, make it stable when needed, and shoot. So let me quickly put on my lens, then we talk about the final and third thing that you would need. Many people say that the Canon C70 is better than this because it's got built-in NDs, it's got XLRs, and you name it, and you name it, and you name it. But, you know, in reality, on a real film set, we don't use built-in ND, but rather we use matte box systems with ND attached to them. So in my case, I use the Tilta Mirage with the variable ND. And I'm telling you, if you haven't tested this out, go out and rent one or find someone that's got one near you. And I'm telling you, you would love the quality that comes out of it. This video is not sponsored by Tilta, but I can only speak honest things on this channel. And this is my honest truth. This is one of the best versatile, best quality matte box system that I have ever purchased. Especially the fact that it comes with a built-in ND filter. It's very rugged, very, very strong and durable, as you can tell. Now, that just goes at the front, and I lock it up and I'm ready to shoot. So now I've got my ND here. I can easily dial it in when needed, and autofocus system, and all I do is hit record, 3-point contact, hold on to it and just point and shoot. If I need to go stabler, I just turn on the IBIS in the system. And that's another thing. It's not an IS, it's an IBIS in comparison, and pairing it with the lens image stabilization, then you get a whopping 8-stop image stabilization within this package. And so this is how I shot my feature film the other day. And the camera worked absolutely great. You know, you had the high frame rate when needed it to slow down the actual action, and also the autofocus, pairing it with the 85mm, the shallow depth of field. It's so beautiful and creamy. So this is my kit. And the 3 main things that you actually need to make this camera work for cinema applications. Stay tuned. Let me know your comment below what you think, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.